Yes, guys, I'm back. I didn't expect to be back quite quickly, but yeah, I won't be available to do a show tomorrow because I'm spending time with the family tomorrow and the kids. The weather's gonna be great here, so we're going out and enjoying the weather tomorrow and having a great day. So obviously, this news broke a little bit while I was live, and some news came out after the show finished earlier on this evening. So I thought I'd do it now, and we can let it all settle and discuss about it, and then um, talk about it more another day. But yeah, so we're talking about Wataru Endo in the last stream, guys. And before we start about Wataru Endo, guys, don't forget to hit that like button, share button, subscribe button. It helps the channel grow. So I really would appreciate if you could do that for me, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, so Wataru Endo, we were talking about Wataru Endo in the last stream. Obviously, Marseille having a deal turned down for him many weeks ago, apparently according to Fabrizio Romano. Then James Pearce puts out it on his Twitter feed today that Liverpool turned down a £14 million offer from Marseille. Some are saying 12, but it's £14 million, 14 million euros, about 11.9 million quid. And then other Liverpool journalists and other journalists got hold of the news. David Lynch apparently as well, and had his say on it. And then about an hour or so ago, David Lynch basically put out on his Twitter and his news site as well, talking today that it's from his understanding that Wataru Endo hasn't quite worked his way into Slott's plans so far this season. He also goes on to say Endo is not to be integral to the plans. That's very much my understanding at the moment anyway. So this is coming from David Lynch, who obviously has his own YouTube channel as well, where you can go and check out all this stuff. And he has his own media site that he works for, where you can go and check it all out as well. Yeah, so first one, it's my understanding that Endo hasn't quite worked his way into Slott's plans so far this pre-season. And again, he follows on with that, saying Endo, is not going to be integral to the plans. This is very much my understanding at the moment anyway. So we had the article earlier on this evening. Where Liverpool apparently turned down an offer from Marseille for about £11.8 million, 14 million euros. Fabrizio said that was from some weeks ago. James Pearce puts it out live tonight. Let's work this all out together. James Pearce puts it out live tonight that Liverpool rejected an offer from Marseille. Fabrizio says it's from weeks ago. David Lynch says that Liverpool would be open to selling Endo if a better offer came in. They also talk about offers from Germany that are apparently hitting Liverpool's desks. And then David Lynch himself earlier on says, about an hour or so ago, says that he's now not integral maybe to Slott's plans for the coming season. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't know how everyone feels about this. It's a weird one. It's a weird situation with Endo. Look, I like Wataru Endo. You know my thoughts on Wataru Endo. I think respect to the guy coming to a new country at the age that he was, 30, 31, coming to Liverpool in a time of our midfield rebuild. And he put himself out there and did a job. And, you know, I respect him for that. But we know we need better. Yeah, we know we need better. I'm not even that stupid. I know we need better. Now, I've obviously at the beginning of the end of last season, we're being told that Endo's going to be here for another year at least. The club are not looking to offset Wataru Endo. Then we keep hearing mutterings around that Endo might be sold. He's quite easy to let go. Club won't stand in his way. Marseille make a bid. Club reject it. James Pearce puts out an article. Everyone follows suit. An hour later, we are where we are, where he's apparently not in Arne Slot's plans, according to some journalists. Now, it's a weird one because it's like they've all got together and had a little meeting. So, obviously, if we go to how it all started, my last video, and bring it up now as well, people didn't watch. So, my last video, we talked about Endo and the Marseille deal. And we're looking at apparent deal from Marseille that, according to Fabrizio Romano, was many weeks ago. And at that time, Liverpool rejected it for reasons they have said. Hang on, what was actually the reasons? Hang on, this is the reason they rejected it. Where is it? I did get it. So, Liverpool are actively looking to move Endo on the timing of the bid from Marseille, the lack of market opportunities available in terms of recruiting a replacement, and the current needs on the slot squad. So that is what James Pearce got told from someone from Liverpool a few weeks ago when Marseille made that bid. Now, today we're hearing now, as I can get it all up here, I can read it all out to you. Endo has a number of other unnamed clubs who are tracking him, and Liverpool's resolve may yet be tested again before the transfer deadline next month. Other articles. This is like 3 or 4 hours ago. So this is how quick this thing has gone, guys. So 3 hours ago, Endo has a number of unnamed clubs that are tracking him. Liverpool resolve may yet be tested again before the transfer deadline. Then 3 hours ago, Liverpool are not actively looking to move on Endo, especially until they sign a midfielder. If they do, that's from Lewis Still 3 hours ago. Let's fast forward to an hour ago. An hour ago. It's my understanding that the player, Wataru Endo, hasn't quite worked his way into Slot's plans so far this pre-season. 30 minutes ago, Endo, is not going to be integral to the plans. That's very much my understanding at this moment anyway, says David Lynch. James Pearce also, not too long ago, said if Endo leaves, he would need to be replaced, obviously. So it's kind of it's kind of weird how it's all in the matter of 3 or 4 hours. We've gone from in a matter of 4 hours, we've gone from Fabrizio and James Pearce saying Liverpool rejected a deal from Marseille, for them Fabrizio to pick it up straight away and go, that deal was placed some weeks ago. To then Liverpool saying they don't want to sell him, he's part of the plans. To 2 hours later, going, there's other unnamed clubs looking for Wataru Endo. To an hour later, then going, Wataru Endo's not worked into Slot's plans. It's and Liverpool at what is it? And what else was it? And is not going to be integral. So we've gone from rejecting a bid of 14 million euros 4 hours ago to an hour ago, Endo is not integral to Slot's plans. What's going on? What is going on? It's just madness to me. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. I don't know what's going on with my camera tonight. It's so hot in here. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. I'd love to know what you guys are saying. Love to know what you guys are feeling about this. I just find it a bit. It's a bit mad to me. It's a bit mad to me. I'm looking to hear from you guys. What you guys got to say for it? We've gone through the timeline now of the transfer talk for Endo in the case of 4 or 5 hours. Look, do I think Endo probably needs to get sold? Yeah. After watching him, I don't know if Slot's fault watching him in that pre-season game, the way we want to play, And maybe he's got to look at him in training that he feels like he just is not going to work for him. As that sort of ball progressing, passing, defensive midfielder, he doesn't feel like he's going to work for him, and he needs someone different in that area of the pitch. Again, and we also can go back to last week when we were told that Arne Slot wants to look at his side basically till we make any transfers. He wants to go over a few players, and maybe Endo was one of them. Maybe that's why we're taking a while. Maybe when Fabrizio said that transfer was some weeks ago, it was before Arne Slot's had a real proper look at Endo. Remember, Arne Slot, when his first press conference was like the 5th of July, weren't it? You know, the boys came back from the Euros and the Copa only like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So in theory, Endo a week, 2 weeks ago. So Slot hasn't seen that much of Endo in a Liverpool shirt in training or in game time. So maybe it does work out that it just feels like Endo is not for him and we need a new defensive midfielder. Look, Endo, I'm going to say this right now. Endo had some great moments last season. He had some good games last season, especially against City. Yeah, that game against City when he locked up De Bruyne and Rodri and that was probably his best game in a Liverpool shirt. He looked fantastic in that game. He's had some good games. He definitely has had for Liverpool. And as I said, he came into a Liverpool team that was crying out for a defensive midfielder. And we got him lastminute.com and he did a job for the time. The Fulham goal, the goal against Fulham. He's a decent player. He's a decent player. I always thought we needed a new DM, but Wataru Endo could be used as a cover, a squad player. I don't think many people actually had a problem with that. You know, most people I talked to, and you guys in the chat were like, you know, Endo as a squad player makes sense. He's got experience. He's an international footballer with Japan and their captain. He's got leadership qualities. It makes sense to keep him around for that little bit, and you know, for at least another 12 months, another year at least. But the news coming out, especially from David Lynch, is David Lynch is really going with this one. I've seen some stuff from Lewis Still as well, who's had his say on this as well, and it makes it look like if the right offer comes in, Liverpool will just let him go. You know, Liverpool are looking to make their money back on him, so they're looking for 14 million quid basically. They're trying to make their money back on him, so I get it. Endo is a player I rate. Look, I've got the Fabrizio quote here. Liverpool rejected an approach from Olympique Marseille for Wataru Endo before they signed Kone and Pierre Højbjerg. Talks of around 40 million, as James Pearce reports, but already collapsed weeks ago. So they put in a bid for Wataru Endo before they bought Kone and Højbjerg. So this is some time ago. It is some time ago. And yeah, David Lynch has put out quite a lot today, and he gets quite a lot right. You know, he's got his own YouTube channel where you can check out a lot of what he said as well, guys. What would you guys do? Like honestly, guys, what would everyone in the chat do? Gina says David Lynch knows nothing. Maybe so, Gina. Maybe so. I'm just going to bring you the news. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to just bring you the news. Lewis Still's had a little bit to say as well about this. It looks like Endo, if a bid comes in for him that they can get their money back on him, they'll let him go. But would you keep him, guys? Would you keep Endo as a squad player? Look, we all know we need a DM. So let's say we get a DM in. Would you keep Endo around as a squad player? Or would you use Stefan Bajcetic as the squad player and let Endo go? if he's not fitting into Slot's plans, and this is all coming mostly from David Lynch, and as I said, Lewis Steele's had a little bit of say on it. David Lynch has also, I didn't see this, he said, sources have suggested to him that Endo is maybe someone Liverpool will be open to selling. That came from David Lynch as well a couple of hours ago. I don't know, man. I don't know. And as I said, David Lynch himself said again, it's my understanding that the player hasn't quite worked his way into Slot's plans so far this pre-season. So, what is it? What is it? Liverpool. Liverpool. We've been hearing from Liverpool the last few weeks is that Arne Slot wants to have a really good look at his squad and team this pre-season before we buy anyone. And now we're hearing from David Lynch, he thinks he's got information from the club basically saying that, as far as he knows right now, and things can change, guys. As I said, things can change all the time. That Slot is not integral to Arne Slot's plans this coming season. Now, if we go and put two and two together, Slot saying he needs to evaluate his side before we make any transfers, and then David Lynch coming out with this bit saying basically that what he's seen so far, don't look like Endo's going to have a career at Liverpool under Arne Slot. Maybe he's the one that's leaving. I'm not sure. We've also got news of Gravenberch that we're going to talk about as well. Loads to talk about. Let me know what you're saying in the chat, guys. I'd love to know. I think there might be a few teams in for Wataru Endo. He's a Japanese international. He's a decent player. There will be teams in for him. There's no doubt about it. It's interesting that at the time they thought no people to replace Endo, but they feel like they're selling. Maybe someone will come in. Yeah, maybe, John. That's how it feels, ain't it? Same it feels. Scottish Bear saying, keep him, Mash, a big up, man. Andre, big up to you as well, my friend. You Never Walk Alone says spend 70 million on a DM. What DM you fancy? You Never Walk Alone for 70 mil? Let me know, man, in chat. I think we should sell Endo, buy a strong DM, and make Stefan our backup. Outdoors, big up to you, says new gaffer. Like to say, let him land. Have to have faith in Slot. Yeah, man, definitely. Zia says keep Endo. Let Neone learn from Endo, Jamie. Yeah, maybe. He only can play the 6. Gina says, I think Liverpool should keep him. Keep both hundreds of games coming up, especially in Champions League. Hutch says, sell Elliot, Grav and Jones. Wow. Simicast got Robo Gomez, Endo, Diaz, Gravenberch, all leaving. Yeah, I think, look, I just get the news where the news comes from, you know. Look, reporters are going to get things right. They're going to get things wrong. The thing with David Lynch, what I will say about David Lynch, because David Lynch don't play that FSG game. He doesn't really play that FSG PR game. He's not a big fan of FSG. If anyone's ever gone and listened to what David Lynch has said on his own YouTube channel before, he's not the biggest FSG fan, so they don't play that PR game with him. So he is the one I listen to sometimes where if he's saying, you know, he's not, you know, what I've heard is he's not integral to Slot's plans at the moment. I mean, why would he come out? The problem is when you make a statement of he's not integral to his plans, that's where I have an issue with it. You know, he's obviously heard that from someone. Which, yeah. So It's obviously there's no smoke without fire, and there's a lot of smoke at the moment. Let's put it that way. You know, let's put it that way. He's obviously heard it from someone. I mean, he can't just. He's not going to just make stuff up at the end of the day. J. Andre Trinidad would be one of our midfields that would suit slot system. He would, and he don't look like he's going to Fulham right now either, does it? So, see what else everyone's saying in the chat. Brandon says we'll sell him as the money's too good to turn down for someone his age and quality. Yeah, I think Liverpool. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think Liverpool are just looking to make their money back on him. If Liverpool make their money back on Endo, bringing him for 1 year, help do a job to get us to third in the Premier League, back into Champions League football in a transitional year, and we make our money back on him. That ain't bad business, is it, guys? That ain't the worst business in the world. And then we're going improving that DM position. Black Prince saying selling Endo at this stage will be so foolish, I hear. Yeah, we directly needed 12 million. So Liverpool paid 14 million pound, I believe, for Endo. So I think that's what they want back. So if they get a 14 million pound and not a 14 million euro, it has to be a 14 million because Marseille offered 14 million euros, which is 11.8 million pounds or something like that. 12, let's say 12 million quid, yeah. So I think they're looking just to make their money back or make a profit on him, you know, money back or a profit. Maroon Atari says, Jamie, what's your thoughts on the type of DM we could go for? A pure destroyer or a more progressive passer? The way we look like we want to play on the slot is that, you know, playing through the midfield, 1-2 touch, can play in tight areas, not scared to play in tight areas, 1-2 touch passing, moving the ball quickly, try not hold on for it too long. That tells me you probably want to go and get a ball specialist defensive midfielder. Maybe that's why we've been linked with Ederson for a while, because Ederson is that kind of player, you know. Ederson is that kind of player. He can get the ball, move it quickly. He can carry the ball as well. He's very good at carrying the ball, but he's good in them small, tight spaces. Got good first touch. Maybe that's what he's looking at. You know, when we saw Endo in that pre-season game the other day, you know, he tripped over the ball quite a lot, got caught on possession a lot. And look, if you're playing this way as well, if you're going to play this way under Arne Slot, you can't lose the ball in possession. You can't lose the ball in possession because transition is big in football today. So it's about keeping the ball really well, having a lot of confidence with the ball and being brave on the ball, you know, in small, tight spaces. 1-2 touch play. If Endo's going to get caught on the ball a lot, that's going to be a worry for me and the way we're going to play in the future. So I think that's what we need. We need that. But he's got to have a bit of defensive oomph about him at the same time. He can't just be like a McAllister. Like if I've got like two McAllisters in midfield, happy days. They're good in tight positions, good creative, good passing, good controlling the midfield. That's all good. But defensive, I need that bit of defensive oomph as well. So maybe that's why we're taking a while. I mean, Zubimendi, probably the one. He's probably the one out of everyone. When you think about the DM, if we think about the way we want to play, being able to play in tight, small areas, 1-2 touch passing, progression with the football, also have that defensive oomph about him, good positioning, forward play, brave, clever. Yeah, Zubimendi for 50 million in his release clause and Real Sociedad ticks every box. The problem is the Zubimendi want to leave Spain. Now, this is the issue we have. That's why Zubimendi's still at Real Sociedad. You know, he should be at probably a better team, but does he actually want to leave Spain? You know, there's players before that has come from Spain that don't really want to leave, like some young Italian players as well. They stay in Italy the whole career. Yeah, so It's interesting. It's interesting. Give me some names, guys. Give me some names. And what do you think we need to play like, guys? What do you think DM do we need? We've all seen how it looks like we want to play under Arne Slot. You know, ball progression, good possession of the football, brave on the ball, 1-2 touch passing, good in tight areas, but being brave with the ball, not losing the ball in possession a lot. Who comes out to mind for you as a DM? Or do we just need a destroyer and let everyone else do the work in front of him? LFC Xavier says Rios is better on the ball. Yeah, look, Rios has really hit the headlines lately because obviously he had a very good Copa America, and he got to show out quite a bit in that. You know, he got to show out quite a bit in that. So maybe I don't know. Maybe we go and try and look at someone like him. I'm not sure, man. Yeah, possession-based DM. Yeah, Alan Varela from Porto. Liverpool been linked to him for a while now. Also, Liverpool been linked with João Gomez from Wolves, who also is that kind of player. You know, it can get the ball, break the ball down. I don't know why. Sorry, guys. Let's turn my light on. Oh, God's sake. There we go. A bit dark in here. João Gomez is an interesting one. He's already in the Premier League. He's had a year in the Premier League. He knows how the Premier League is. He could be Premier League. You know, he wouldn't have to get used to a brand new league. João Gomez is an interesting one. Adam says we need to destroy a DM and have a left back and right back push up so the DM can drop back in. Yeah, Adam, I'm with you on that. I mean, the way Klopp used to play, I don't know if Slot's going to quite play that way. I think on the ball, he wants his DM to push right up. You know, he wants his DM to push right up on the ball because he wants his midfield to be heavily involved. Now, off the ball, we noticed already against Real Betis that off the ball, they went into a flat back four, double pivot, players in front, and more compact. So maybe, Adam, maybe. Slot seems he likes what it seemed like he wants a deep line playmaker, Jamie. That's what I feel like he does. You know, a deep line playmaker is fine. I don't mind having a deep line playmaker, but he's got to have a bit of defensive something about him. Do you know what I mean? And you don't want players too similar either. You know, him and McAllister for me, you don't want a midfielder that's too similar to McAllister because for me, Alexis McAllister is probably the most guaranteed first starter in our midfield. You know, at this moment in time, of all the midfielders we got, I think McAllister is a nailed-on starter week in, week out. So you don't want another midfielder that's very similar to him. You need that nice blend in that midfield, that bit of mix and match, you know. We need a CDM like Andre Turan, Kone, Edison, Zuma. Yeah. The Andre ones at Fluminense, let's see what happens there. Thing is, when he turned down Liverpool don't usually go back twice. This is the problem. Huymond. Yeah, I think that's the guy Cal talks about. Big up Cal. He's the one he talked. I've not really seen a lot of him. Look, you guys saying Trent? Nah, man. Walton. The problem is, I think Walton's a good player. We should have been looking at him when he was at Blackburn. Considering we loan players to Blackburn, why weren't we looking at Adam Walton? What were we doing here? Adam Walton. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Was that Adam Walton at Blackburn? Is that where they bought him from? Is that where they bought him from? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was Blackburn. If it was Blackburn, we loan players to Blackburn. Why weren't we looking at him? Why? We must have been looking at Blackburn when our loan players were there. Yeah. So why weren't we looking at him, man? You know, if he was at Blackburn before he went to Crystal Palace, and I think we've loaned Tyler Morton there before. We've loaned Harvey Elliott there before. You know, surely we must have known players around in that team. You know, why weren't we looking at him before Palace picked him up? And Palace only picked him up for 18 million quid. Sometimes I worry about our scouting and what we're actually doing. You know, like, what are we doing? Like, did they look at him and thought, nah, he's not good enough? Surely they must have kept an eye on him and thought, well, hang on, yeah, maybe. Just, yeah, I think now, though, it's got to be at Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have already lost the lease, eh? Their sharks are swimming around Palace at the moment for Eze. Then you got Walton, you got Mark Guay. Like, they can't afford to let too many people leave. I think they're probably going to put the most ridiculous transfer fee on Adam Walton. I wouldn't be surprised. It probably costs you 70 million to buy Adam Walton right now. 70 mil, 70 M's. 70 M's. No, he weren't in the first team. Was he not in the first team? That's fair enough. If he weren't in the first team when Elliott was there, not a problem, man. Not a problem. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. That's a fair point, Brandon. Big up, man. A lot of people saying Decore in the chat. Man. You got to remember what Hughes said as well about the opportunities, being optimistic in the transfer market, and his wording makes it sound like Endo leaves, we bring someone in. That's what it sounds like to me, and I don't know. We go for. I'm hoping it's a quality DM. There's a bit of me. I don't know about you guys in the chat. Let me know. But there's a tiny little bit of me that thinks we ain't going to buy any midfielder. You know, as the weeks go on, you know, we're almost in bloody August, guys. So what is it, the 29th of July, Monday, 29th of July right now. It makes me feel like, are we actually going to get a midfielder in? I get a little bit worried, ain't going to lie. Yeah. Weefer. Yeah, Max Weefer. Do you know the one with Weefer? It's a weird one, that, ain't it? Because Weefer obviously played for Arne Slot. So there's no better person to tell us how good Weefer is than Arne Slot. He was around 30 million quid. Wages wouldn't have been a problem. You know, easy transfer for Liverpool to do. Easy. But either two things happened. Arne Slot didn't want him at Liverpool, or Liverpool just didn't fancy him. Or number three, here's the third one out of it. Liverpool were just really lazy and weren't looking for a DM because they didn't want to buy one. They're your choices. Slot didn't want him. Liverpool didn't want him. Or Liverpool weren't looking for midfielders because they didn't think they needed one at the time. They're your three options there. Personally, I think it's Slot didn't want him. I think Slot was like, if he really wanted Weefer, that would have been done. That would have still been done, man. But look, there's a lot of exciting things. The way we're playing, Brandon's put it in the chat there. We've got Trent and Mac to fit back into this yet, the way we play. It's going to suit them down to a T. But there's another midfielder, guys. There is another midfielder we need to talk about tonight. It's Ryan Gravenberch. This camera's doing my titting. Ryan Gravenberch, guys. Another person we've got to talk about tonight. So I don't know if you guys have heard the news about Ryan Gravenberch. So apparently, rumours are people from Galatasaray flew to London to have a meeting with representation from Liverpool, and Ryan Gravenberch is about to transfer to the Turkish side. That's the rumours going around at the moment. Now, these links are coming out quite a lot. They're all over social media today. Big up Bajan in the chat. There's a lot of links with him in the chat. With Ryan Gravenberch today, and Ryan Gravenberch is a weird one. And I said this when we bought him. I was excited when we bought him because he's a player we know about. He's a young player that does have a lot of talent. But I said it when we bought him. I said it at the end of the season. And I'll say it now. I don't understand how Ryan Gravenberch was ever going to play for Liverpool Football Club in the way we like to play. Gravenberch never really fit a Jurgen Klopp style at the time. Now, does Gravenberch fit a more Arne Slot system? Don't know because we haven't seen it yet. I need to see it first before we talk on it. But I always felt like it was quite of a weird signing because the player, the midfield, like we had Szoboszlai and McAllister in who can do that ball carrying, who can pass, who can shoot from distance, who can, do all that stuff. Why did we need Ryan Gravenberch? We needed a more physical midfielder. We needed a DM, and Gravenberch came through the door late in the transfer window. It was, maybe Brajan, maybe a panic buy. Maybe a panic buy. It even came down in wages as well. I think isn't Ryan on like 140 a week at the moment for a young lad. Now, under Klopp, for me, I don't think it was ever going to work, Ryan Gravenberch playing for Liverpool. But I need to see Ryan Gravenberch playing under an Arne Slot team. This possession base, 1-2 touch, ball carrying. Like, he's a ball carrying midfielder. If we can make room for a Gravenberch to get the ball and, be directing that midfield and break away and play that one-touch football, it might work. It might suit him to a T. Play him as a 10, a little bit more advanced, play him in a double pit. I don't know. Ryan Gravenberch is the question mark for me in the whole midfield right now. I'm not sure. Now, these links, as I said, have been... I saw links yesterday. I saw links again today about Ryan Gravenberch, Galatasaray. I don't know. I literally don't know. Liverpool want to try and get some money back on him. How much can Galatasaray afford? Liverpool almost paid, 40 million quid for him. The guy want at least to see close to 40 million pound back. But guy, 150 grand a week, Bajan. There you go, 150 grand a week he's on. He's on a lot. He's on top dollar, man. And we have a lot of eights. I mean, let me know everyone in the chat right now. Where is Gravenberch in the pecking order? Where is Gravenberch in the pecking order in midfielders in your eyes? Everyone tell me where you put him in the, you got McAllister's, Endo, Stephens, Gravenberch. Where is Gravenberch in the pecking order for you guys right now? When everyone's fully fit and available, we've got a fully fit team. A lot of you saying fifth at the bottom, says Brandon. John says a fourth ahead of Jones. A9 says fourth. Adam says above Jones. I don't think he's ahead of Curtis Jones, guy. I know there's not a lot of people that like Curtis Jones, and I get it. There's not a lot of people that like Curtis Jones out there. I still think Curtis Jones is above him in the pecking order. I really do. I know Curtis Jones is frustrating, but I think Gravenberch is just as frustrating. I feel for him as well, because I do think Gravenberch is a talent, guys. I honestly do think Ryan Gravenberch is a talent, and there's a player there. He's just not played a lot of football in the last 12 months. This is the issue. I will say one thing, though. When Gravenberch played a couple of games for Liverpool towards the end of last season, he actually started to look okay, and then Klopp never played him again. It was like, you remember? I can't remember who we were playing. Gravenberch had a really good game and he scored the goal towards the end of the season. I can't remember what team it was, guys. Maybe you guys in the chat will know. He had a good game, scored a goal, looked decent, looked like, oh, this is the player we wanted. And then we never saw him again. Then he disappeared off the face of the earth. I just don't get that. I It tells me that Klopp weren't sure on him. Klopp weren't sure on him. I feel if we get a DM in, guys, if we get a defensive midfielder in, the two main midfielders in that midfield three is going to be the DM and McAllister. Correct? Do we all agree on that? If we get a DM in, the two midfielders are the new DM and McAllister in the midfield three, yeah? Yeah, it could be Pep Linda's page. Could have been Pep. They're the two. So new DM, Alexis McAllister. That is probably your two starting midfielders in the midfield three. We have a lot of eights. A lot of eights. Would Gravenberch be the third eight? Or would we just go and play a number 10? So a double pivot and a new DM and McAllister, and then a number 10 in front of him. We know Arne Slot likes playing a 10. He played 2 10s in the last game. Szoboszlai could cook in that number 10 position. So if you're playing a new DM, Alexis McAllister and Szoboszlai further up, and then you've got Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Gravenberch, Stefan Bajcetic. It's hard for Grav to get in that team. Yeah, Matt Doman, the new player. That's the midfield, I think, Adam. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, guys, could you imagine it is Zubimendi? Can you imagine if it's Zubimendi and McAllister as a double pivot and then Szoboszlai in front of them? Rate that midfield out of 10 for me, if that's the midfield, guys. Rate that midfield out of 10 for me. If that's the play we're going to get Zubimendi as the DM. McAllister plays alongside him in a double pivot, and Szoboszlai just plays in front in the 10 role. And then you've got Salah, Darwin, and Gakpo or Diaz on the wide areas. That's not bad, is it? 8.5. Yeah, it's not a bad midfield. Double pivot would be interesting. Brian says the 2 10s was because he had no strike. Yeah, I know. Yeah. And that's the thing as well, Brandon. What I like about Arne Slot, I don't know about you guys in chat. Let me know what you think in the chat. I like the fact that Arne Slot thought outside the box and decided not to play a number 9 because we didn't have none available, and didn't make someone a number 9 when they're not a number 9. He played Elliott and Szoboszlai as 10s because they're more natural as a 10 than they are as a 9. So yeah, I thought he thought out, but I liked it. I liked it. I liked it that it just didn't go right. I think we need to see how this team plays with a striker, because you take one midfielder out of there. There were 4 midfielders, and it did get quite a bit claustrophobic in the middle at times. I like to see how Slot's team plays with a focal point up top as a striker, and just then midfield threes, and see the difference. I bet we're more direct. I bet our passing is even more sharper, more forward, because we're going to be looking for that striker more in the box. You know, you see the way he's getting his wingers to cut the ball back. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Tsimikas and Connor Bradley overlapping their wingers, looking for cutbacks. Wingers getting into box, looking for cutbacks. But we had no striker on the pitch, so we didn't have really anyone there for a cutback. But that's the way it looks like he wants to play. Just need that. Just need that striker to see. That's what I'm looking for. I'll be interested to see if Jota plays any minutes against Arsenal on Wednesday. That'd be interesting. And then Jota's that striker, and we play a bit more. You know, take one midfielder out of there now. That's just got the midfield free. Maybe goes with a double pivot. Szoboszlai in the 10, Jota through the middle, and we see how we cook there. You know, it could play Szoboszlai out wide. There's rumours that in training all week today, and I don't know if anyone saw the live training earlier. So they had Szoboszlai playing on the wing. So maybe that's something you might try in pre-season. But I do like the fact he thinks outside the box a little bit more than Klopp does at times. Again, it's a different way of managing, different way of coaching. I also like how involved he is in training, guys. I don't know about you guys in the chat. Let me know how you feel about it. But do you like the hands-on approach that he has on training? Does people like the hands-on approach that Slot has on in training? Or do you rather, him watching and let his assistant take over training? Or do you like that he has a lot of say? Yeah, Salah was cooking in training. You see that goal he scored, Brandon? You see the goal he scored when he whipped it? Yeah, he was cooking, man. Yeah, Beijing, yeah. Man, you're liking it, guys. You're liking it. It does. It's like he wants to get involved heavily. I like that. Yeah, he's the head coach. But that's how I see a lot of coaches in Europe doing this when you watch them. They get everybody involved. And have you noticed as well, he has them training in one half of the pitch. And apparently it limits injuries, which, fingers crossed, it's apparently limiting injuries. Yeah, the hands-on training is good, man. Brandon's like, we actually have a coach again. Yeah, look, I love Klopp to bits, but Klopp's left now. I know people go, man, he's not Jurgen Klopp. I don't know. When Klopp never did hands-on coaching, and we did absolutely fine. That's all I'm going here. That's all we get over here, guys, ain't it? Do you know Liverpool win anything this season? If Liverpool win anything this season, Arne Slot won it with Jurgen Klopp's team. That's all you go here. Arne Slot won it with Jurgen Klopp's team. So, that's all you go here. That's all you go here. You can't. Yeah, you can't win with these things, man. You can't win with it. It can't. You know, Cameron. That's what you go here, ain't it? Because there's people out there, there's Liverpool fans out there who do not want Slot to. People do not. There's Liverpool fans out there, guys, who do not want. They don't want Slot to be better than Klopp. They just don't. They don't, because they don't believe there's a manager who could do a better job. And if a manager comes along and does do a better job, they won't believe it. They will be like, nah. It's mad. So I know I'm going to get comments after this video for people going, Slot's only had one pre-season game. You lot are going on about Slot like he's the greatest coach in the world and forgetting how great Klopp was. So no one's doing that. No one's doing that. We're just appreciating the difference in coaching, the difference in management, and look, Klopp could have been the best manager in the world. Doesn't mean he was the greatest coach in the world. There's a difference. And I think that's what people forget. Slot might be a better coach than Klopp was, but Klopp might have been a superior manager to Arne Slot. There's a difference in everything. Sweet K-Mac. K-Mac's still up, you see. His wife's kicked him out, so... No, I'm joking. I'm joking. So... I'm joking. People don't take that seriously. Let me just do it, K-Mac. I'm going to have to do it from my phone because I've got a different computer and it hasn't got WhatsApp on it because it's a shit. Hang on. Let me get it over to you, man. Let me get it over to you. There we go. I know my man's going to have a say on this. So yeah, we've got my man K-Mac joining the party. Yeah, I've sent it to you, K-Mac. K-Mac should join the party. LF6 Avery says our fan base can be very emotionally attached to players. Oh yeah, tell me about it, man. Do you know the only thing I'm emotionally attached to? Liverpool Football Club, and that's it. I've always said that. I don't, people leave, people come, people go. But the only thing that ever stays, Liverpool Football Club. Oh, yeah. He won it with Ulie's team. This is the thing. People always go do it because they like. It is mad. Karen, big up Jamie, big up you, man. I'm sorry, I just laughed because I saw she hated his music. That's so cool. She hasn't kicked him out. It's a joke. Here we go. Let's get the man in. There we go. Look at that. There we go. Oh, saw the missus in the background quickly. He's just put his filter on it. That shit. Oh, you're right, mate.
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I've got a whisper.
Yeah, so whisper away. It's turned ASMR now. ASMR channel now. So this Endo news tonight's been mad. We put it all together. We put the jigsaw together 4 or 5 hours ago. Fabrizio said a bid was made weeks ago for Endo. And Pierce only put it out today as an article. Then we had the thing where James Pierce said that Liverpool didn't want to sell him because there weren't anyone out there to buy to replace him. But that goes from weeks ago. Then David Lynch in tonight has basically said he feels like what he's heard, and this is David Lynch saying it, what he's heard is that Slot is not integral to Arne Slot's plans. So for me, that tells me that if that is the case, he's not integral to Slot's plans, he ain't going to be hanging around.
Isn't it weird as well? Because that was one I told you about a while ago. I said that that Endo could go, and the fact that he opted to play Curtis Jones in his position for the first game, which was interesting. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think you can teach a player of that age like new ways of playing, and if he can't play the way Slot wants him to play, which is fast pace, being able to get yourself out of dangerous positions, being able to maneuver the ball around quickly, just control. That's not Endo's game. It's not Endo's game. Just not. We've seen it. We've seen it at hand. Do you remember that game against Crystal Palace where he just got battered?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think who schooled him. Who was he? Hughes? Is it Hughes?
It might have been. Yeah, it was Will Hughes,
lad?
wasn't it? Yeah, Will Hughes.
Will Hughes just absolutely schooled him. And he nearly gave a penalty away, and there was all kinds of mad stuff in that game. It's an interesting one. I mean, the Morton one's interesting as well.
Yeah, I haven't spoken about that yet. Yeah, Atlanta links.
I mean, is that an Edison replacement?
It's a weird one. I mean? Tyler Morton is apparently attracting a lot of interest from a lot of clubs, but Atalanta popped up today, and there's also been clubs. I think RB Leipzig, where and Salzburg, where a certain Pep Linders is. You know, by the way, Pep Linders has started his career quite well over in Salzburg.
It's not really that difficult, though, is it? Like,
no, he's going to look like a master out there.
It is the top team. It's like a Bayern Munich, isn't it?
It's going to look like a master out there going, "Oh, I'm so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of players in for Tyler Morton, but the sounds of it, you know, Liverpool will be open to selling him.
I find that one. I'm not happy with that one. I think Tyler Morton could really do something special with Liverpool if he's given a chance. But if he's not given a chance, then
Tyler Morton came on was far better than Endo in that game the other day.
Tyler Morton came on and bossed it, like some brilliant tackles, controlled the game,
and he was far better than Endo. So the thing is, I spoke about the Gravenberch links earlier, and they look like there's quite a lot of thing there about Gravenberch, and you and me have said this multiple times to Ryan Gravenberch that we didn't understand the transfer of the Jurgen Klopp signing. It didn't make sense.
No,
I'd like to see Harry plays in an Arne Slot team. Harry plays in the way we're going to play through the midfield. I'd like to see how he does it in an slot team before I have my final thoughts on Gravenberch. But Gravenberch, Endo, and Tyler Morton and Carvalho, they look like at the moment the 4 players that could end up leaving Liverpool this summer. How many out of the 4 do you think go? Any of them? All 4? What do you think?
I don't think Carvalho's going to go because I think Slot's doing too much one-to-one training with him.
Yeah, I saw that today.
He spent a lot of time with him.
But then he said he considers Carvalho a left winger. And
Carvalho's definitely not a winger.
And Carvalho wants to play in the 10, but Slot wants him to play left wing, which
He's
tells
not fast
me
enough, is he? Is he fast?
No, but he's tricky, ain't he? He's a tricky winger. He's a tricky winger. But
I mean,
Slot's not all about it's different from Klopp's wingers, ain't it? He's not about that life.
Slot will want 2 wingers on each side. Like he will want 2 wingers on each side because what he does with them is he burns them out, and then he replaces. He'll burn one of them out for like half the game, and then he'll swap them. And
he likes 4
regenerating.
Wingers.
He keeps on regenerating the wing play. Thing about Gravenberch though is like I haven't seen enough in a Liverpool shirt to say
it's hard, isn't it?
He'll never be good. But I haven't really got an issue with him if he played in the 10 because he could probably do what I mean I know we were waxing lyrical about Trey Nione, but Gravenberch could do that as well.
Yeah, and he's a bit more seasoned. And he's more seasoned.
He's got that in his locker. Like I've seen him play those intricate passes. Like I've seen him be more controlling, but just not having a defensive mindset, which is the problem. But if he's playing in a number 10, then he doesn't really need that. But the fact that there's still no conversation around Tsimikas, like not being good enough for this team is a worry for me because I genuinely don't think he is. Like
no, I never do.
He looks weak. I know it's only 1 game. Well, it's 2 games actually, but these guys are like 27, 28 years old and 30, 31 years old. Like, are they ever going to get any better? You know what I mean? They're kind of in their prime, beyond their prime. Like, are they really going to be any good for Liverpool? Like, do we really want those guys around? And for me, I'm starting to err on the side of probably sell them and maybe play some youngsters and buy some better players now. I mean, it is coming to the stage where he's had a look at his team. He's had a look at what he's got anyway. And he is going to start having to make decisions like, you know what, I probably need another one there. I probably need, I don't think he's got an issue with the goalkeepers. I think he's all sorted goalkeeper-wise. I actually think he's all sorted central defender-wise, because after looking at set play as the left side as centre-back, have we really got an issue with him being backup?
Yeah, well, look, we're Sepp van der Berg. I'm with you on that thought. With Sepp van der Berg, I like to see how he plays against Arsenal and Man United in the next 2 games. With Sepp, I'd play Sepp van der Berg in all the pre-season games now.
Probably be a bit more open in those games,
just let him play.
For us to score more.
Yeah, and let's see how he goes against their quick, intelligent players, especially in the Arsenal game. I like, he's going
Arsenal next, don't we?
Yeah, on Wednesday, and he's got Gabriel Jesus going at him. So I like to see how Sepp handles someone like Gabriel Jesus who's got really quick feet, or a I know there's Martinelli and another young winger playing because I don't think Saka's there yet. So they got quite a young, Nelson. So it'd be intriguing to see how Sepp does against a better team. But Liverpool, I think personally, look, Liverpool could be putting Sepp van der Berg in the shop window by letting him play all these games as well. Going, he's actually better than you guys thought, and then you get a better deal through him, and then Liverpool go and replace him. what I'm starting to notice is now watching the inside training, watching the live training that I think was yesterday now. When Slot said he wants to now, have a look at the team before he buys anyone, starting to understand, Harry, what he means now. And I know a lot of people don't like this and they can't understand. Like, people are like, well, how can he not know the players? He knows the players, but the players have got to play his style as well.
Exactly, mate. And it's
This
different.
is the different. It's yeah, they might be great players, yeah, but if they can't play his style, it don't matter how great they are, and they need to go and see someone. And with Endo, with all this news coming about Endo tonight, and then it's all been plastered tonight. First bid was apparently weeks ago, apparently before Marseille bought Højbjerg and Kone. So this is some time ago, this bid, and Liverpool rejected.
So maybe Højbjerg was the Endo, like,
and they
choice.
because they got
They offered 11.5 million and we turned it down. I find that crazy. We turned that down.
Maybe they want their money back, 14 million, isn't it?
Yeah, but come on, mate. 11.5 million. He's a year older.
Even I put on Twitter, I don't understand it either. And then James Pearce put, what is it James Pearce said? Hang on, let me get this up because I've got it all saved.
I'm starting to get annoyed with us turning down bids for players that just need to leave.
Yeah,
doesn't need to leave.
I agree.
But getting 85% of your money back for a guy that you signed, who actually, in the grand scheme of things, we probably overpaid for.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I'm all right with that. Like,
yeah,
you're taking nearly 100 grand off the wages as well. And you've got Tyler Morton, who I genuinely think's a better player.
Yeah,
all up and younger.
Oh, hang on. Jarrod, you talking about my video earlier with Trent? It's only because I put it like that because today it came out of Real Madrid's media that Real Madrid heavily want to buy, get Trent and Alphonso Davies as free transfers.
Alphonso Davies is going on strike. Like, he's not.
Yeah, they want them to.
He's doing it the hard way, mate.
They want them to in 2025. So it's just a bit of talk today.
Alphonso Davies has said he'll play in the reserves. Like,
because
that move.
That news again came out today on that. But with Endo, so we know the Endo transfer came in before Højbjerg and Kone were signed for Marseille. So it's some weeks ago. At that time, James Pearce was told from Liverpool aren't actually looking to move Endo on. The timing of the bid from Marseille, the lack of market opportunities available in terms of recruiting a replacement, and the current needs of Arne Slot's squad contributed to the offer being turned down. So that's the reason Liverpool gave James Pearce why they turned down the offer for Endo a few weeks ago.
That just sounds like a crock of shit to me. I'm sorry.
It does. It makes no sense.
It sounds like a crock of shit.
And then Slot on, what is it, the 5th of July, he did his press conference. He pretty much said, like, I need to analyse all these players before we go into the transfer market. And that's why Richard Hughes said we'll look around August time because... And then all this news about Endo today, he's obviously looked at Endo the last 10 days or so since he's been back, seen what he's about, and maybe he doesn't rate it. Maybe he doesn't rate it because what did Endo do a lot in that pre-season game the other day against Betis? He lost the ball a lot.
Lost the ball.
He got closed down very quickly, and he looked like he was petrified when he was closed down.
He had players run past him, literally run past him, mate.
And if you're playing this way, where it's about ball possession in midfield, playing through the midfield quickly, and 1-2 touch passing, playing in tight areas, being comfortable in tight areas, in tight small areas, and moving the ball quickly. Endo's not really that player, is he?
No.
So I understand why. And that's why I think David Lynch said today. So, David Lynch has pretty much come out because people don't know. I said David Lynch has got his own YouTube channel as well, which you can check out. And
he's also got Substack as well now, which is good.
Yeah, exactly. He's put it here that my understanding is the player, Wataru Endo, hasn't quite worked his way into Slot's plans so far pre-season. He also went and said Endo is not going to be integral to the plans. That is very much my understanding at the moment, in a way. So
I think Jimbo's been allowed back into the media
yeah,
rooms now because Klopp's gone, and whatever he said about his wife is that was between those two. So I think he's now allowed to get news. But it wasn't just the fact that Marseille had a bid rejected. There's a number of German clubs which are interested.
yeah, I think that.
And I
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised if one of them was probably his old club, because they've been absolutely decimated.
yeah, and they're back in the Champions League, aren't they? So
Yeah,
they need.
they've literally had all of their best players taken off them.
Didn't
Like,
they finish runners up last year?
yeah, they had like Disasi's left them and gone to not Disasi. Oh, how do you spell it? How do you say his name? The striker who scored.
I can't remember, man.
He scored like, I think he scored like 16 goals in like 10 games or something like that. Disali or whatever his name is. He's gone to Dortmund. He was their top goal scorer, and also they've lost Anton Waldemir, I think, to Leipzig. Yeah, Garassi. That's it, Garassi. Yeah, they've lost like. Yeah, big up the chat. The chat always performs.
That's it.
Who's the centre back they lost as well? They lost basically 3 or 4 of their top players. Just
there. This is the problem in that German league. When you do well, you lose everyone. They can't keep hold of them. And they're in the Champions League, so go for a player they know. I think with these comments tonight from David Lynch and it being so public,
Anton,
I think teams will be looking at maybe trying to get. I think if someone offers 14 million quid, because the offer for Endo was 14 million euros, which is like just under 12 million pounds. If someone comes in with 14, 15 million pounds, I think Liverpool will sell. They get their money back on a player they only had for 12 months. He's 31. It's not bad. So I see that happening. But David Lynch, is he reliable? He can be at times, to be fair. Yeah. And David,
he got the exclusive with Keller.
Yeah.
And he also got the exclusive with Sepp, saying Sepp wanted to leave.
Yeah.
And also Keller wanted to be first team. You got like an exclusive interview with him. Or was that might have been James Pearce that got the interview with Sepp or Keller. It was Keller.
And he left his last company, didn't he? Is it Transfer Room or something like that? He left them, not who was it? Football
He's with the Athletic.
He's with the Athletic now, but he left another company, didn't he? Because they lied about something he said and he left them, didn't he?
I don't know.
Total Football, I can't remember what it is now.
Oh, we almost paid 18 million for Endo. Jeez. I thought we paid 16.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
Great.
Yeah.
This is how quiet Joyce is. Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Yeah, and look, if
nothing's happening, mate.
If these Endo comments weren't real, I think Joyce and some others would have said by now. So
Lynch doesn't really go out on a limb anymore. Like,
no, he's
got, and he's freelancer Lynch now.
Yeah, so that means he's got better contacts because he's freelance.
Yeah, so I'm not sure Lynch should.
Also, Lynch is not really part of this FSG brigade. He's not a real big fan of them, so he's not going to use that FSG PR stuff. So coming from Lynch, I mean, James Pearce articles are more not hearsay; they're more his thoughts, his opinion based more than he's got knowledge of anything. Where David Lynch has probably got hearsay. Yeah. The fact is, though, if David Lynch has been told from the club that
he will have.
Endo is not really fitting in Slot's team right now, then it's been put out there, and teams are going to be looking at Endo. So, yeah, it's an interesting one there. And the other interesting one, say Tyler Morton. I don't know. Look, I don't think letting go of Endo and letting go of Tyler Morton makes sense.
No, one or the other.
It has to be one or the other because, again, this club is very obsessed with. His club is very obsessed with Stefan Bajcetic, by the look of it, And
the guy needs a loan, mate. He can't be
I'll put
thrown into the first team yet.
I'll put that on Twitter, and I got absolutely annihilated.
You can't be throwing him into the Premier League, mate. He's got zero experience in the last 18 months.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be a duty of care issue. That and I sent you a picture of the fact that Trey, Naomi, and Bendo didn't do training today. They didn't do training today because Slot said that they need a rest because they're kids.
Yeah,
this is the difference.
I heard this about the youth team.
This is the difference, mate. They're looking at the youngsters and going, well, hang on a minute. You're 17 years old. You shouldn't be doing double training sessions. Like you should be having a break. You should be having a break because your body's not prepared for that. That's the difference, mate. Like I think the young players, if we do keep some, I think they'll be more successful under Slot because he'll know how to manage them better. Like Jürgen would have just played him, like, and Slot even said about Trey. He said Trey's still training with the kids. Like he doesn't have him training with the main team.
No,
because he's still a kid, which is exactly what you should do. Because men's training is 70%. Kids training is 30%. Like there's a huge difference.
Grown men have grown, ain't they? Kids haven't.
Grown men, yeah. Like,
exactly. That's the difference.
That's why we've had all of these injuries, because we've been putting them through training, which is far too extreme for their bodies at that age. It's an interesting one. I do think there'll be a lot of players going out on loan. I really do, and I do think there'll be a lot of players getting sold. You know, like the fat around the squad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which makes sense. Like, need to trim it because there's way too many players. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You know, Harvey Blair, where the hell did he come from? Like, he's been hanging around in the under-21s for how many years?
Yeah, Harvey
like,
Blair needs
these guys need to get lost. Like we need to just move them on. Like, let them have a career somewhere else because they're not going to have one at Liverpool.
Yeah,
I'm starting to get that feeling about Kate Gordon as well now. Like,
oh yeah, Kate Gordon ain't yet.
He's a bloke now. Like,
yeah.
Well, the last time he played for us was he was a child. Now he's like nearly 20.
Yeah, like, and like Brandon's got a point here, though. Remember, only a certain amount. Yeah, you can only loan certain amount in there.
Yeah, I think it's.
That's why
I think it's 8.
Liverpool, and I think that's why Liverpool are looking to sell.
Yeah,
Tyler Morton, if that's the case, because I think they'd rather him go and get money for him and then loan someone like Bobby Clark and people like that out. And
or you sell him and you put a buyback clause, like Man City have done, like some other clubs have done, like Aston Villa did. Like Aston Villa have literally just bought 2 of their kids back. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
So they bought
they
back
do that quite a bit. They do that
bought
quite a
back
bit.
Archer. They bought back Archer and another midfielder. They bought back, and they've also got buyback clauses on the guy that went to Chelsea and the guy that went to Everton.
Yeah.
So and the plan was they were always going to bring back Cameron Archer. They were always going to buy him back. So they're doing things the right way. Like,
yeah, I think that's what Liverpool are going to do as well. Yeah. I mean, like Emeweski says here, like Jamie came out to you. What do you think this says about Klopp that Slot has walked in straight away and he's all ready to sell Endo? Is he willing to sell before the first pre-season game? Look, it's a different way. The problem is it's a different way of playing. Like Slot wants to play differently to the way Klopp did, you know, and some players are not going to be able to play that way. Like for it looks like his DM will be on the ball a lot more than DMs under Klopp's reign of football because it was bad. Klopp always said it himself, it's organised chaos. You know, it's about counter pressing and transitions. That's what it was all about. Pushing out the pitch, winning the balls back for opposition's mistakes, and then countering from there. That's what they were great at. That's why Liverpool run out of steam all the time because it's exhausting to play like that. Constantly exhausting. It's shattering. But Endo's got to be on the ball a lot if we're going to play in the midfield.
It
And
doesn't.
if you got to play through the midfield,
yeah.
you don't want your DM to lose the ball in that sort of position, do you? So
it doesn't particularly look like. I said this on Quasi's show with Zaberi, and
yeah, I was on there after you left. I went on there after you left.
Oh, did you? Yeah. It was a good show.
Yeah.
And basically, it doesn't look like there's a Brexit midfield now. That's kind of what I said. And all hell broke loose. but it just doesn't look like it's a midfield which needs to really get stuck in and win huge battles, because it's a midfield which is there to basically dominate the ball and be able to play around the midfield that's there or the players that are there, and you haven't got to just do the grunt work because you're playing around the midfield. You know the way Klopp's team was so narrow, that everybody was kind of on top of each other, and there was even the inverted was in there as well at some stage, and you were trying to win the ball back really high with your defenders.
Yeah,
just doesn't look like that. It just looks like as soon as they get the ball and they're on the attack, we drop either our right back or our left back into a 3, and compress the back, and then the midfield just stay as the midfield, which is compact, but it's not there to really do the tackles and win the ball back, and the transition or the turnover will be from our defence or from them just being outnumbered with our players in the middle of the park, and then we'll get it back and go again. But it just looks like the players that we need are like the McAllisters and the Curtis Joneses, where you get it back, you play around someone or distribute it quickly to the guy next to you, and then he can play it back to you, and you can play these little triangles and that. Endo isn't cut out for that.
No, he'll lose the ball.
Like the guy
too much.
who's got that kind of capability in his locker, which is a shame, but it is what it is. Like, he did a great job, but he did a great job in the Brexit midfield, like last season.
You know, and if you notice, our press for Slot was different as well. You know, it was more of a team press where, the forwards, midfield, and defence all pressed up together, and they as Robert says, they completely pressed the opposition. Constantly, and they did. But it's a different way of doing it. Arsenal pressed the ball, City pressed the ball, Liverpool pressed the ball. Liverpool didn't press the ball. If you look at the way Liverpool pressed the ball last season, we left too many gaps around the pitch. Someone would go, and
then someone wouldn't go.
And then you'd leave gaps all over the shop. And it's about what you do off the ball. And off the ball on the Slot is a little bit different. Look, you could all say maybe on the ball, him and Klopp are quite similar, but off the ball is completely different. Off the ball, we're completely different. And, it's not going to suit Endo's game. Like, is Endo going to be really good in tight, small spaces in the midfield if he gets pressed upon?
I mean, I can see people saying that we should keep him around as a squad player, but if he can't play the system, then he's useless. Like, unfortunately. Like, if he can't play the system, then what do we do with him? Do we play him as in defence? Like, you're basically keeping a player around for the sake of keeping a player around, just so he's a number, when you could get 14 million for him and buy another player. Like, and he also takes up a homegrown spot as well because he's Japanese.
Yeah,
like, I don't know. Like, for me, it's starting to look really obvious, really glaringly obvious that the transfer committee really didn't want the players that Jurgen signed.
Like, apart from McAllister and
Szoboszlai. I mean, anyone wanted McAllister, mate.
Well, this is what I said.
I said this, and Szoboszlai as well, by the way.
Yeah,
I said this. He would have been on their list.
I said this earlier on. If the way it looks like he wants to play, he doesn't actually play a double pivot on the ball. It's more of a double pivot off the ball. But he's got them two sort of midfielders that control the game. So your DM and McAllister, they're going to be your controllers, yeah? They got organised the whole midfield. So that's your two in midfield there. They take up 2 out of the 3 spots. And then by looks of it, he likes a player that can play a little bit further up and join the attack. Best one in our team to do that is probably Dominic Szoboszlai. Then you got Harvey Elliott, Gravenberch, maybe.
Yeah, Elliott played that, didn't he? And he wasn't great. Like
he played off the left-hand side. I think
Dom played like a false 9.
Do
And
you know
Elliott
what?
played like the third midfielder high, and then
Yeah.
you had obviously Carvalho on the left, Salah on the right.
Do you know what
just
Harvey
didn't-
Elliott missed? I
Didn't
think
think
if
that
Harvey
worked.
Elliott's going to play as a 10, he needs a striker in front of him to make a move to stretch the game in front of him. Because as you said, we didn't really play with a striker, which I like what Slot did. Like Slot came out after the game and said, "Look, we played with 2 10s because I didn't have a striker available, so I didn't want to make anyone a striker. Don't play there." And I was like, "Bloody hell!"
I've never seen us play without a striker before. That was bad.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, fair enough. It worked.
We still won, and didn't concede.
And I think someone like Harvey Elliott, if he's going to play the 10 role, he's got to play the sole 10. He needs a striker in front of him that's making them run so he can stretch the play. You know, I think it suits, out of everyone, I do think it suits Szoboszlai the most. But then apparently we're hearing in training, Slot is trying, he's been trying Szoboszlai in the wide areas quite a bit. He traded in pre-season. So
you know where that's going then, don't you?
And like,
that's the right hand side. That's the right.
And we've been arguing this for time now.
Yeah,
you know, he's not actually a number 8. You know,
no, he's not.
Only because Klopp played him there last season, everyone now thinks he's a midfield 8. That's not where he plays. He's
not.
He's Leipzig in his Salzburg days were more wide, like left and right attacking midfield. That's where he sort of like spent his time. And when we talk about wingers, guy, we're not talking about he's going to be touching the byline. You know, it's more that inside attacking midfield area, ain't it? Left or right side attacking midfield.
Yeah.
That's where you get the best out of him. And he looked good. Yes, the other day he played pretty much right attacking midfield. That's sort of the area where he plays. But it's interesting, like loaning. Look, I think Bobby Clark will go on loan because there's a lot of takers for him.
Yeah.
By the sounds of it, Jayden Downs might go on loan.
Yeah, I think he's going to be Rooney's player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got a little injury at the moment, so he ain't gone anywhere. But I just feel like he might go on loan, and it'll do him the world of good. Sepp van der Berg, if he keeps playing these pre-seasons, I could see him being sold. If Liverpool want to get a centre back in, if Liverpool don't want to get a centre back in, Sepp van der Berg stays. Endo, with all this news tonight, in my opinion, Liverpool won't. If someone comes in for the right amount of money, Liverpool will sell him. And then Tyler Morton. Tyler Morton's the weird one because we sent him on loan to Blackburn for experience to get better at the team, but without the knowledge that Jurgen Klopp was leaving his team.
Yeah.
Now on the slots here, does that change the dynamics a little bit? Came back with someone like Tyler Morton.
I think it does, mate. I think there's a couple of players which if they have a good pre-season may well resurrect their career, or may well just maybe put themselves in the thought process of Slot, and that's Owen Beck, Tyler Morton, and Carvalho. I genuinely do. Like obviously Trey Nione is just a kid. Like he had a good game, great. If he has another good game against Arsenal, and then he has another good game against Man United,
then people go.
And then if he has one against Seville, then we need to be having conversations around. Does Trey stay? And does he?
As a kid at the moment at 17, I think it's best for him just to.
But as as G said on Quasi's show, Lamine Yamal is only 17. Like if you're good enough, it doesn't matter how old you are, mate.
Yeah, exactly. If you're good enough, you're old enough.
And that's the thing about it. Like the interesting thing is, and I don't like saying this, but I do worry about the players that have only played under Klopp, like your Harvey Elliott's and your Curtis Joneses. I do worry about those players because
Well, go on.
how do you take the indoctrination of how he played out of those players when
Yeah.
that's all they know? Like, it's going to be really difficult with the likes of Trey. Trey's not really played under Klopp, so he's kind of a blank slate. You know, Gravenberch, McAllister, Sabolsai, you know, even Van der Berg, and also Quansah and also Connor Bradley. They're all blank slates, really. Like, they've only done a couple of months under Jurgen. Like, and has it really registered that much? They can't take on new ideas and new
Yeah,
ways.
I'm
That's the
hearing you.
worry, mate. It's a
Oh, yeah, it's
real
always a
worry, mate.
worry.
Whether you can actually change that, which has been literally ingrained in how you play. Like Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott play proper Klopp football. Like it's all they've known. It's exactly how they play in midfield. Can you change that out of them? I don't know whether you can. I really do worry for those two, mate.
Well,
I
it's
really
weird
do.
because one of them, Curtis Jones, came out and said he
I know.
prefers the way Slot coaches for his game. And then we watched Jones play his normal style when he on the first game. He
And he
played
didn't
his
look
normal
great.
style,
Didn't
held
look
on the
great.
ball too long, didn't look
Yeah.
great, and then got an injury. So,
Got an injury because he held onto the ball too long, mate.
yeah, and that there's all this thing coming out and saying, these players coming out and saying, yeah, we, the way Slot coaches, it helps my game better. It's more me, the way we're playing right
He's
now in
saying that
training.
he's saying the things the coach wants to hear, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Or
but it's
is the
not.
coach going to just see through that and go, "You're being a bit
Yeah,
of an ass kisser here"? Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
it's. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I just don't know about. No, if Harvey's got to play for me, he's got to play in a more advanced role. And if Curtis has got to play, he's got to start playing more 1-2 touch football.
100%.
He's got to play more 1-2 touch football and stop holding on the ball too long, or he ain't going to last. And with Harvey, he's just got to play further out the pitch.
Solo's just put it in the chat there. Big up Solo. He's injury prone.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
it's hard not to see it. It's hard not to see that he's injury prone.
Yeah,
Because
he
he
is.
picks up
Big up
these little
Solo.
niggly injuries. Like,
Guys,
if
don't
he's
forget,
literally done a hamstring,
Yeah.
if he's literally done a hamstring now, and that's him out of all pre-season, like, what a waste. Like, seriously, what a waste that is. Because that's your time to impress while the McAllisters and the Gravenberches aren't there.
Yeah.
So you really put yourself up for the manager to go, okay, then you're my guy, play you in midfield, and then first game you last 20 minutes, and you're done. Right, you're on catch up.
Yeah, it's
sad. I mean, Zaberi couldn't have put it any better, mate. Earlier on today, he said, we have a lot of players that are quite immature, and we also have a lot of players that we genuinely don't know how much they're worth. Like, how much is Curtis Jones worth? Like, how much is Harvey Elliott worth? Like, we never ever talk about the values. Like, if we only rate Curtis Jones at 25 million, then he's not that good. Then he's really not that good. And if we only rate Harvey Elliott at 25 million, then these aren't world-class players that we need to be getting into our team. So that's a big question to ask, and we never ask it. We just don't, because they're always there. They're just a mainstay. It's like, oh yeah, they'll be there or thereabouts. They'll be squad players. They'll be trying to get in. Like, this will be their season. This will be their season. Like, we keep on saying that this will be their season. It's interesting, mate.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. You've got a great
Elliot
point there.
is
And like,
not going to be the backup for Salah. He's not going to be the
no,
backup for
I
Salah
think
this season.
Szoboszlai probably will be, unless we're going
Yeah.
by a right winger.
Unless we
Slot was hands on with Endo in training today, showing him what he wanted him to do. Yeah, and this is the thing, you know, you hear this news come out today about, you know, him not fit. It's Slot basically not happy with him. He's not integral to his team, and then, you know, he's always going to coach. He ain't going to ignore the player, obviously, and he's going to coach him and try and get through to him what he wants him to do. And then it's up to Endo to take that on board and try and improve his game. But is Endo at 31, guys, going to be able to improve his game with what Slot wants him to do in this short period? That's going to go to Slot. I don't need to buy another DM. And I don't think that's going to be the case. And that's the problem, ain't it?
And the worry I've got, mate, is just look at the players that Slot is having to do one-on-one training with. Like, they're the guys that you could probably sell them. Like, not going to be hugely missed. And if you're thinking about it like that, why are you having to do one-on-one training with a footballer? Like, how poor is he in getting your instructions that you have to do one-on-one stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
That's not good, and that's not good to see. Like, why is he working one-on-one with Endo when he's not having to do it with the rest of the lads? You're clearly not getting it, or you're clearly not being good enough.
He's not getting what he wants from him, so he's had to do
that,
a bit of one-on-one with him. It's like when you're in school and you're not really understanding what your teacher's telling you in English class, and they tell you to go to the fic table. That's what it is. Like, you're not understanding what your teacher's telling you in class. It's not getting through to you. So your teacher knows you need a bit of one-on-one time. So you got to go to the fic table. So what Endo's done, Endo's gone to the fic table. That's what we're saying. That's what he's done. Endo's gone to the fic table. But look, I don't know.
At the age of 31.
Yeah,
that's not good.
These quotes from David Lynch tonight could be, it could be bullshit. We don't know, guys. I just bring you the news and rumors.
Or it could be the end of Endo.
It could mean Endo's. I just think it's a very good discussion point. So I wanted to do the video. Obviously, I'm not around tomorrow. I'll be on Monty's show tomorrow night, but I won't be available all day tomorrow.
I'm probably going to be on that as well.
Oh, sweet. And that's why I wanted to do this video tonight, because I'm spending time with the kids tomorrow. The weather's going to be beautiful, so we're going out. So,
lovely.
Yeah, and I just wanted to bring you this, guys, and have my discussion point with you guys, so we can have it's a debatable point. You know, if a journalist puts out this sort of stuff about a Liverpool player, guys, I gotta bring it to you. That's the whole point of being a Liverpool channel. So I might, like, tomorrow morning, go wake up and Paul Joyce says, "No, Endo's perfectly fine at Liverpool. He's not going nowhere," and he puts his whole video into, like, what was the point? But we just don't know, do we? We don't know.
But we still did have a talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's important to talk about this stuff, guys. But look, we're going to leave it there because it is Sunday night. It is late. I've got to get up in the morning, so I'm sure K-Mac's got things to do. So we're going to leave it there, guys.
It's my birthday today, mate. So
happy birthday! Hey, whoa!
But it was my birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday to K-Mac, everyone! Happy birthday, K-Mac, in the chat. Happy birthday, K-Mac, in the chat. I forgot we're only a few days apart from each other, ain't we?
Yeah, we are, mate.
My birthday's on Friday. So my birthday's Friday. I will be doing a birthday night stream. So, and it's not we're going to be talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. Don't even have to talk about football. We're just going to do a birthday night stream. I'm going to get paralytic and just do a birthday night stream with you guys. So, should we carnage?
Awesome.
So that's going to be Friday night.
47. I'm 47 now.
He's 47. I'm going to be 43. There you go. Yeah. The old boys are here. And and we'll just go and we'll go have a laugh. So make sure you're definitely here Friday night, guys, for my birthday bash. It's going to be a good one. But yeah,
I'll tell
look
you
all the
what.
happy birthdays
I'll
to
tell you what.
K-Mac.
For my birthday present, gang, can you subscribe to my channel? I'll put the link in there now. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. I'll do that now.
Yeah, there you go. Make sure you go and subscribe to K-Mac as the birthday present, guys. Go and show him some love over there.
Oh, have you just put it in, have you?
No, I haven't.
I'll do it. I'll do it now. Sorry. I'll do it now.
Let me see if
pick
I
up
can get
everyone.
it.
Thanks. Great. I genuinely like the game now. Like I thought we played well. Like I thought we looked solid. Like they had very few chances, and they had a lot of their main players in their team because they haven't got loads of internationals like we have. So they had a lot of their main players. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, so go and subscribe, guys. Both links are there, so go and subscribe to K-Mac. Go and show him some love, guys. Appreciate it. He's over 300 subs now as well, so 306 now. It's coming up. It's going up. It's going up. So make sure you go and subscribe. Go and subscribe to Solo in the chat as well. Big up to Solo P1. Put that in YouTube. Go and give Solo a subscribe as well. Does Liverpool stuff, does Formula 1 stuff. Go and check the guy out. But yeah, much love to everyone. Appreciate you all being here. Happy birthday, K-Mac. And guys, I'll see you again on Tuesday and then Wednesday for the watch along. Good night for now. Bye-bye.